what is in it?
Thank you very much, Samson. And Samson, the report is not good. I should not be happy at all. Especially the 18 billion you indicated is that of only public corporations and statutory institutions, majority of them who are SOEs. And for it to increase by 109% is something that should not be acceptable. The worst of it is that 84.5% of them are recoverable. And when you drill down the composition of the the irregularities, it includes what they call intergovernmental agency debt. And I ask myself, how come that we cannot have a simple reconciliation forum? For instance, if Ghana Water Company is owing ECG for electricity consumed, ECG is owing Ghana Water Company for water consumed, can't we have a simple reconciliation forum to resolve this issue? How come that it became an audit query issue? And then also, issues about unretired interest. Bottom line is that it is a no-no. And I ask myself these questions every year. What is happening in the system? Before I even left office as Director General Internal Audit Agency, we were pushing for strengthening control systems, strengthening the internal audit systems, strengthening the laws that can help us prevent some of these things. Apart from the public corporations one, we look at that of District Assembly's Common Fund. That has also increased by 317%. 2023, it was 49 million. It has now moved to 205 million. Then you look at pre-university educational institutions. That has also increased by 213% from 7 million to 23 million. Now, when you look at these figures, it tells you that there's something fundamentally wrong with our system. This is not the issue of politicians. And I always say that if we want to fight corruption, prevent abuse, misuse, and the loot, we should balance our energies. It is not about the politicians. The politicians may have a role to play in them, but the technical officers who see themselves as permanent government, no politician signs checks. The politicians give approval, but the checks are signed by the finance officers and the chief directors who manages the system. So I think we have to purge the system.
But Dr. Dosa, it's the politicians who are building a war chest. And so if they will only use these people to get to their destination.
Yes, that's something I agree with you. But at certain times, the politicians have maximum 8 years. But these are people who call themselves permanent government. Every government will come and go. They are there and they teach some of them how to do these things. Bottom line is, let us peg the system. Let us clean the system. The Auditor General said 84% is recoverable. He should be able to tell us how he's going to recover and the recoveries for the previous years. But I think that heads must roll. Every now, year in, year out, we talk about these things and we leave it. But if we will be able to prosecute people, what happens to the surcharging powers of the Auditor General? The Auditor General has the right to surcharge people and make sure that we get some recoveries. What has happened? So I think the laws are not being implemented well, and they are not biting. So I
Is there a problem of the laws or lack of? Is there a problem of the law or lack of implementation of the laws, enforcement?
I think it is lack of willingness to enforce, because if we crack the whip and we get heads rolling, people appear before the Public Accounts Committee. Then after the Public Accounts Committee will give directives. Public Accounts Committee does not implement their own decisions. Attorney General will take over and nothing happens. I think that it's about time we implement the recommendations to the latter.
So, Doc, we can actually live without the IMF, right? In 2020, the figure was 12.85 billion. In 2021, the figure was 17.48 billion. In 2022, it was 15.6 billion. In 2023, it was 8.79 billion. In 2024, it's 18.41 billion. Do you have an idea what amounts or levels of recovery we have had in the past?
No, I don't. And that is what I want the Auditor General to give to Ghanaians. I know he's done some recoveries, but we will need him to report the consolidated recoveries he's made, especially in this particular report. And Samson, let Ghanaians understand that this 80 billion figure we're talking about is only for the SOEs. There are other irregularities on the MMDAs, DACF, MDAs, pre-university educational institutions, and public universities and colleges of education. So the issue is bigger than we are saying it. But I would expect the Auditor General to, before even putting this report out, indicate the recoveries he's made from previous year's audit. So, for instance, the 2023 audit of the irregularity of 8.7 billion, he should tell us, out of the 8.7 billion, I have been able to recover 5 billion. Then it gives us hope that if you tell us 18.4 billion irregularity, out of which 84% is recoverable, then we know that there is hope for the future.
Domelevo was issuing the surcharges, disallowances, running after people, and even because of that, he suffered. When he ran after Osafo Mafo, he lost his job. This Auditor General is not doing that. How do you expect him to recover anything?
He should be able to do that, and I respect Mr. Domelevo for that. Dan will go the extra mile to save money and chase people to pay. And I respect him for that. And that is what I was doing at IA. I expect the Auditor General not to look left, not to look right, but chase people. And Samson, for if you are a head of an anti-corruption institution, you should be able to do these things. That is why we should take politics out of anti-corruption institutions. As soon as you allow politics to go into the headship and the leadership of anti-corruption institutions, you cripple them and they are not able to function. And I respect Mr. Dan Domelevo for that. He stood on his grounds and he was able to chase. This Auditor General can do the same if he wants to. And he started. I would encourage him to do that so that Ghanaians can get the money back. It is no. We should not be seeing these figures and then run to the IMF as if there are no systems. He should be able to recover that. And Samson, there's another one on the whole government account. The whole government account, and let me also tell Ghanaians that the whole government account of the Republic of Ghana has been qualified by the Auditor General. And here is where I have a problem. Because his qualification stems from a number of points that the Controller and Accountant General overstated public debt by a certain amount of money. Why should we do that? Why should we find ourselves in this situation? Knowing very well that when you overstate public debt, it has implications on a number of things. And I think we deserve some answers from the Controller and Accountant General and the Auditor General. And even the reason why our public accounts have been qualified is a worry to me. So I think...
What does it mean? What does it mean for an account to be qualified?
It means he has expressed an accept for opinion. When we say it has been qualified, it means it is not, the financial statement does not show a true and fair view of your operations, which means there are some material irregularities in the financial statement, which is not the best. So there are three forms. Either you say it shows true and fair view, or it does not show true and fair view, or you say except for these issues, the financial statement shows true and fair view. And for the whole government accounts of the Republic of Ghana to be qualified, I think Parliament will have to ask questions. And I will invite Honorable Adongo and his team to ask questions about why and how the accounts of the Republic of Ghana will be qualified. There is something fundamentally wrong with the system, and we need to correct it.
All right. Just on a lighter note, anytime Isaac comes to the studio, I try to teach, people how to pronounce his name. Doc, his name is Adongo. It's not Adongo.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Adongo, not Adongo.
And then let me pronounce it right.
Adongo.
Correct, Adongo.
Thank you.
On the issue of names, that your social media people, my name is Kujo, not Kwabena.
Yeah,
Yes,
that is not.
Doc, my last question to you will be.
Change my name.
My last question to you will be this, and I suppose you will not be comfortable with me saying this, but you were in the internal audit agency doing a good job, but the system that we run, they come in and then everybody go away, regardless of the work you are doing. Don't you think that you had a role to play to ensure that the auditor does not report this ginormous, humongous amounts of, thievery within the public sector?
Samson, thank you very much. My previous organization had a role to play because we regulate the public sector internal audit system. And for 5 years that I was in that position, we tried putting systems in place. But we have a challenge. The challenge is the law. The internal audit law of the country was very weak, archaic, and was an obstacle to prevent some of these things from happening. The law was passed in 2003, and nothing has been done about the law. Internal auditors are some of the worst paid officers who are the gatekeepers in this country. And I pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And nothing happened until the present government decided to hound me out of office. But I'm happy that it is in the government's manifesto that they are going to pass the new internal audit service law so that they will be able to strengthen internal audit. If you can prevent something from happening, why do you allow it to happen? So I think that, look, the government must be bold, strengthen internal audit. Hounding me out of office will not solve the problem. Get technical people who will help you to prevent, strengthen the control system, treat the internal auditors well, pay them well, and they will be able to prevent some of these things. Because it is better to prevent than to spend energies and resources to chase after money, some of which you will never even get. So why don't we adopt the preventive approach rather than using a post approach?
All right, thank you very much.